Hey guys, so this is just a quick overview of how to use the Cricut Design Space. It's me, Eileen, aka Eileen the Crafter. This is the Make It Now projects. Over here is the category, so 4 different Make It Now projects. And as you can see, I was working on something and I totally forgot to take that off the screen. So what you would do, well, actually I decided to pick up an item. I'm just showing you some images that the Cricut has. So it's basically almost like the desktop version of it, but there's a couple of different things, if you guys haven't noticed, that you would have to do. Now you would hit your icon just like the desktop. You'll see the little icon of your picture and you'll just hit insert image. Everything pretty much you just use your fingers, just like if you're using your phone, your iPhone. I don't have an Android, so I apologize for that. So this would be definitely for iOS users. And some of the functions pretty much work the same way for the iPad. I think I did a video about that before, but I'll do one again. So you just pinch the screen bigger, smaller, and you hit the layers so you can see your different layers. The icon down on the bottom, if you hit it, you'll take all the layers and see how the eye is covered. That means that that layer is not showing at that time. If you click it so that it shows the layers, and you'll cut out all of the images. So and at this point I'm just showing you how to edit the image, which basically is under edit. Right now I'm showing you the different types of Cricut fonts. If you do not have a font, you can also buy it through your what is that called, your iPad, not iPad, your account information for I want to say your cloud account, but that's not the word. Apple account, that's the word. So yeah, so and they also have the shapes. If you hit the shapes, there's a bunch of different shapes. As you can see, there's a bunch of free shapes that you can use. Now, under actions, there has a bunch of things. You have ungroup, attach, detach, weld, and you also have, at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I can't slice it because I have to ungroup everything. You have the weld, flatten, which basically is for print and cut options, duplicate, and at that point, I'm like, okay, well, so just duplicate if you want to duplicate more. Like let's say your pumpkins. At this point, I believe I'm showing you the under the actions you could arrange the front, back, forward, and back, align. So I just said, let me see if I can center it. So it will center the circle to the front. Well, center it, in proportion with the pumpkin. And I decided also, let me show you something with the now I wanted to spell high, but at this point I realized that I spell so anyway, so I go back and I fix it. I'm just using the regular Cricut font to show you an example. So at this point, for that action, you would have to go under actions, and you would have to isolate the letters. But at that point, for some strange reason, it wasn't working for me, so I kind of abandoned that, and I apologize for that. I don't know what was going on. So you would isolate the letters on that, and then, so yeah. So I decided to use another shape to show you, I believe at this point, how to change the colors. You would just hit the layers, and then you would hit that little arrow, and it will bring you to the colors, and you'll get the also the print and cut. You'll get the drawing, or just like I said, to choose it in a different color. So at this point, I'm showing you the slice function, and that's what I did. At this point also, I will be showing you, if you hit the icon again, always hit the icon for an action or edit. I'm showing you how to hide contour, so you can pinch it to see whether or not if you got the exact little item that you wanted. So and then I close it so that you guys can see that it's back to a circle. And so yeah, so and then that little like gray icon that like it looks like a yin yang symbol, it's basically shows you that, you know, you can move that object around so you can see how many layers and how exactly it will be put together. So at this point I was trying to show you how to sync layers together. So if, like, let's say if you wanted like a red pumpkin, but that wasn't working out, so I had to go back to plan B, which was another hexagon, and I just basically at that point I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What did I do wrong? But if you want something to basically be in sync, or you know, color sync, you would have to unflatten before you can do that. So just an FYI on my mistake. Oh, it's so funny how you can learn from my mistakes. So I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm just going to abandon the pumpkin, I think. And I'm like, okay, I can't. What am I doing wrong? So yeah, so I could have just went down to the bottom and hit the unflatten button. That would have worked perfectly, okay? So I'm like, okay, I took out the pumpkin, and finally I'm like, okay, well, let's show you guys how to sync a color together. And so I'll press the layers button, I'll put sync. Actually, you know, they have a sync button, and so that's about it. I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below, or you can always email me at eileenthelittlecrafter.com, or you can always go to my website, eileenthelittlecrafter.com. So that's the save button. You can save as, or save as. This is just the menu stuff, and the print and cut caliber and all that good stuff. And